In 1992, JVC partnered with Sega to release a combo system in Japan known as the Wonder Mega. It could play Mega Drive and Mega CD games as well as karaoke discs. Later on, JVC released a slim model known as the Wonder Mega M2, which was smaller and took out some features that were deemed unnecessary. In 1994, JVC brought over the Wonder Mega M2 to the US under the name X'Eye. Unfortunately, it didn't sell very well due to its high price tag. This console is hard to find these days and it's highly sought after. But is it really worth picking one up today? Stay tuned to find out. What? You thought I was gonna do this review without the X'Eye? Come on, of course I had to have it. If I didn't have one, I wouldn't even be able to do this review. This is the JVC X'Eye, the American version of the Wonder Mega M2. This is a gorgeous looking console. It takes certain design cues from the Sega Genesis Model 1, and it's dark blue. Ooh. Yeah, I know it looks black on camera, but trust me, it's dark blue. Let's talk about the features this thing has. Obviously, it has a disk drive for Sega CD games and other discs. And over here on the far left, we got your cartridge slot for your Sega Genesis and Mega Drive games. More on that later. Down here are the power and reset buttons. Wow, they feel pretty different from any other buttons on any other Genesis model, or at least as far as I'm aware. Over here on the right side, you have a port for your microphone, so if you want to do some karaoke, you can do that. You also have a headphone jack as well as a volume dial. And finally, the controller ports. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about them. They're definitely controller ports. This is the controller that the X'Eye comes with. Now, I must say it's kinda odd that it came with a 3-button controller instead of a 6-button. I mean, if you look at the Wonder Mega M2, that came out before and that had a 6-button controller. So why the X'Eye used the 3-button controller instead is beyond me. But there you go. Alright, enough rambling. It's time I turn this thing on and test it out. Wow, I gotta say, this is a nice looking splash screen. I recognize the music too. So, for those who don't know, this is the song that you hear when you turn on a Japanese or European Mega CD. To see this song play on an American Sega CD unit is kinda crazy. And now to test the Sega CD side of things. For this, I'll be using Sonic CD. Whoa, that was fast. Okay, I guess I better hit start. When I first got this copy of Sonic CD, I didn't have a Sega CD unit, so for a very long time I had to resort to emulation in order to play this. But now that I have this, the X'Eye, I can finally play Sonic CD the way it was originally intended. And it's quite nice, it really is. Oh, I guess it's loading so fast that it doesn't have a chance to finish. Let's see if the X'Eye is capable of using an EverDrive. Well, would you look at that, it actually works. So not only can I run ROM hacks, but I can also use an alternate BIOS to run this burned copy of a Sonic CD prototype on the actual X'Eye. The cartridge slot on the X'Eye is noticeably wider than that on a standard Sega Genesis. This means that Japanese and Korean cartridges will fit. What I have here is a Korean copy of Sonic 1. Will it work? We shall see.
Sega!
Well, no surprises there. The game works perfectly fine. Even though this is a Korean copy, the shape of the cartridge as well as the ROM itself is identical to the Japanese one, so naturally it'll work. Well, this is it. The final test. Virtua Racing. Will the JVC X'Eye be able to run it? We shall find out now. Well, there you have it. Virtua Racing working perfectly fine on the JVC X'Eye. So far, the X'Eye seems like a pretty convenient system to play games on. Genesis compatibility is great, and Sega CD games work without the need of any add-ons, unlike a standard Genesis unit. However, like all things, the X'Eye isn't perfect. If you want to play 32X games on here, you'll need to check if your unit has an AV out slot on the back of the system. Not all X'Eye units have it, and unfortunately, mine is one of them. So I won't be playing 32X games on this thing anytime soon. Now, would I recommend getting an X'Eye these days? Well, it depends on if you're willing to pay the price. As I've said in the beginning, the X'Eye is hard to come by, and when things are hard to find, they tend to go up in price on shopping sites like eBay. If you don't mind this, then I think the X'Eye is worth getting.